Hello there, YouTube model building community. Dwayne here again with another update on the Hunter Selby Showtime Studios truck build off. Um, I didn't get an awful lot of progress here, but I got some important progress, so I'll go ahead and show you where I'm at, what I got left. I do think I'm going to be able to get the thing done, so I'm pretty pleased about that. So I got got my battery boxes and my air conditioning, roof mounted air conditioner with a coat of paint on there. And I was a little bit concerned. I hadn't fully sprayed those yet because I was getting a little bit low on the blue that I was using. And I was trying to save as much as I could for the sleeper. And but I had bought this color because I loved it, and then when I bought it, I could only get the one jar of it, so I thought, oh, it'd be nothing. I'll just stop somewhere else and grab another jar of it. And well, I'd been all over the city looking for it, and nobody even carries it in Calgary anyhow. So I had my local hobby shop, my favorite one in town there. I decided to get them to order me some in, and there was some question as to whether or not they could even get it. So we put in the order, and thankfully the paint came in. So I'm breathing a little easier now. I actually bought half a dozen jars of this stuff. So that's the stuff there. Model Master enamel, metallic blue or blue metallic, what do they call it? I have a hard time reading it there. Just Model Master metallic blue enamel. And it's hard to believe there was one jar of that in the whole city. So anyhow, I got my paint, so I'm pleased I can go ahead and blast away with that. So I got a few more coats to go on those parts. The fenders are painted, tanks are painted. Don't have to worry about that. And of course the quarter fenders, and I've got those cleared as well, so they're actually coming out quite nicely there. Now I just have to prep this part for chrome, and hopefully I get at that soon. This tank's completed, so I don't have to worry about putting any more clear or anything on it. Looks pretty good. I don't even think I'll polish that out. It's pretty clear and clean and shiny and whatnot. And the other one actually got a spot here. I'm gonna repaint this one again because I sanded out a spot and sanded through the paint on it. So I'll reshoot that with the blue now that I have lots of it. And then get that into clear. I've also got the grill primed, getting ready for the spastics on that. Painted the back of it black. Got it to fit good and properly in the hood. So that fits nice and tight. So I can go ahead and chrome that and finish off the hood. Just need some clear on it. And I decided to see what it looked like with the black stripes on. So I just put them on, and then I thought, well, if I like it, I'll clear them, and if I don't, I'll just peel them off of there. But I actually like them quite a bit. I like the black stripes on there. Wasn't sure how that'd look with the blue and the ivory, but I think it looks pretty good. So we're going with that. So I got them on, and I got a coat of clear on the decals so that I could protect them from me. I also did, well, when I was doing the cab, I like to just, once I clear the decals, I like to sand that ridge out of there and then re-clear it. And while I was sanding the ridge out, I managed to go and burn through the ivory here in a couple of spots, so I have to redo that, which isn't that big of a deal. And then I got out here too, so but yeah, that's not the end of the world. I'll just reshoot the ivory on the cab there, clear the hood, good there. The fenders they're cleared, and basically I'm just going to give them a sand and polish. I've got the primer on the interior bucket. I'm going to paint the bottom of that ivory as well, just to match the body color. And there's a steering wheel, and this is a little overhead control box or something. Imagine for the air conditioning, roof mounted air conditioning. I imagine that's what that's for, but it doesn't really say in the instructions. So now moving, I finally got this sleeper to the point where I'm happy with it, that I can paint it. So thank God. So that's ready for coat paint. I want to get the ivory sprayed on it so that I can mount the sleeper mount, so I can mock it all up and get the mask line where I need it. Although with the decals going on it now, I don't have to be quite as particular where that paint line is. Deck will just cover over it. Just nice to have it, the paint line, you know, spot on, so that when you put the decals on, you got a place a real good reference spot. So, but that's coming. I got a bunch of the smaller interior parts painted. I won't get each one of them up here to look at. I'll move the camera. So I got all the pedals and steering column and the main steering shaft. All that's painted up there. There's the shocks for the front. I just went with white on those. And my cab extensions are in primer and ready for paint. And I've also managed to do some work on the exhaust. Here's the stack. It was actually fairly round to begin with, so a little cleanup work on that. That worked up pretty good. And then I drilled out the end of it there. I don't know how well you can see that. It was, of course, solid. So drilled it out, got it fairly thin in the edges there. As thin as I dare to go, anyhow. So that came up pretty good. The heat shield and the main part of the stack, it was a bit of a mess, but I managed to get the nasty spots out of it. It's not really all that round, but it'd take a whole lot of work to get that thing round. So I still got some more work to do on it, and I'm trying to be as careful as I can on this side, and I don't know if the camera will show it that well, but there's a little like the detail in this thing is so light. There's just not much. It's got like a crosshatch type detail in the heat shield there, but it's really not that. I don't know how well that's gonna turn out actually, but that's what it comes with, so I'll have to do what I gotta do to get that detail to show up a little bit. It'll definitely take some black washing to get that, to pull out the lines on that thing. And I also spent a lot of time messing around with the horns. These horns were even a bigger mess. Very, like the two halves of the mold were really off by quite a bit. So I had a lot of work to get this thing fairly round. A lot of flash on there. The mold line was nasty. And these horns come complete with a big, I don't even know what you'd call it, but they were solid on the ends. There was no detail here, so I had to sand them down to get them looking like a horn, and then I went in with a small drill, drilled it out, and then got bigger with the drill bits, and I finally used drill bit that size just to finish off the shape of the inside of the horn there. So a lot of work on these horns, and I was dreading doing it because I knew that there was going to be a lot of work on those horns before I started them. So, and this unit here, I just got it glued together, but you can see there's quite a bit of work going to have to go into that to get it nice. But no, that one, it shouldn't be all that bad. It's just really fine because there's so many ridges in it. It's just going to take a lot of time and be pretty fussy getting all that stuff out of there. So that's the last of the major cleanup work, is this here. And what else? Yeah, this is pretty much where we're at right now. I've got, all the chrome is stripped. So this parts tree doesn't look too bad as far as cleanup on all the cab lights there. Door handles there. There's the shifter. I guess I better get that going on that if I want to get my interior done. So, but yeah, it's I don't know if you can see that in the focus. Anyhow, yeah, there's some work to do there. And then this is the scary one here, because there's all the steps and all the individual parts for the mirrors. They've got to be cleaned up, and it looks like there's going to be quite a bit of cleanup there. The mirrors themselves, there's a lot of great big sink marks in there. So I got a lot of work to do there. These steps here, there's a fair bit of flash on those, so. But actually, all in all, it's coming quite well. So anyways, that's where I'm at. I don't actually have any parts out in the shop at the moment. Everything's in here. So as soon as we had a bit of rain here, so taking the last night and today off painting, and hopefully I could actually paint now because the humidity's gone from 82% about an hour ago to it's like 65% now, so we're getting close to where a guy could paint, but looks like more rain's coming anyhow, so I might just lay off of that and finish cleaning up some more stuff. But anyways, that's where we're at. So well yeah, I was going to mention this too. One last thing. Here's the windshield. Is that thing ever thick? So, plus it's not really nice. So I'm going to have to go and sand that all level and polish it back up. And I'm actually thinking what I might like to do here is cut out the just the side window, not the vent windows, and cut it out, the window in the back to where the crawl space for the sleeper is. And then I'll have to come in and respray or spray the inside of it all in black, because I've got the black in the interior of the cab there. And yeah, there's going to be some work on this thing, so, but that's what it is, so I have to work with that. So anyways, happy building out there, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next update.